Alrighty. Hello, guys. Welcome back to the CMT, the Country Music Tea, a country music pop culture podcast. Frank, I'm still not well. After a week, my voice
What's wrong with you? You sound fine.
I feel like Ariel. I feel like Meghan Markle. Like, am I silent or am I silenced? Like, my voice will not come back to
I can hear it a little bit.
Its full capacity. So I just feel like I'm like when I was younger, like in middle school.
You just sound like you're 14.
No, like I literally would be like, oh, I love when I would get sick or get a raspy voice because oh, maybe people thought I was going to a party that weekend. Like, where was I going? They're like, oh, her party was so crazy. Like, I was not having parties. But yeah, I was a bit under the weather last week just because I treated my body like crap when I went home. I didn't drink any water or eat a fruit, a vegetable, a protein, a carb, nothing. It was just straight sugar for 3 days straight. So then I just felt terrible.
Like you just ate Tim Hortons the entire time?
Frank, I literally did. No, I did. I came home and I had this metallic taste in my mouth for 4 days because all I had were ice caps. But I had a little bit of a cough, and my husband, who you know,
has a terminal cough.
Perpetual terminal cough. He literally started tuberculosis with his cough. The other night he said, "Could you not cough on me?" I was ill. I literally, Frank, I should have gotten an award. I just was like, oh, sorry. And I rolled over and turned the other way because we were falling asleep. The way that I now understand every episode of Snapped on the ID network, I could have actually killed him with my two hands. How dare you ask me not to cough in your face? Because I coughed in your face one time, my little measly cough, when he's coughed into my face for the past 10 years.
Yeah. If he was on this podcast, I know I apologize to all the listeners that I clear my throat a lot, but at least it's not Seth. He would be coughing every 15 seconds.
It's a perpetual cough. That's a great word. It sounds like a Harry Potter thing. We're
a spell.
A spell where you make someone sick. Remember in school when you have to cough and you coughed too many times in that time frame, so you're just trying to hold your coughing because you're
in a silent classroom, I just coughed 4 times in a row. I can't cough anymore. People are gonna start looking at me.
Or I used to, well, actually I still do it. I have a big sneeze lead up, and sometimes a sneeze doesn't pay off. You're oh, and then it just doesn't happen. So I'd be oh shit, I can't not sneeze now, or people are gonna be well, what was that noise? So then I would do a fake achoo after.
You do a fake achoo afterwards?
Yeah.
You go achoo, or
no, it'd be
you sell it a little more.
Okay, in realistically, it'd be because that's how I sound before I'm gonna sneeze. Then I'd be oh my gosh, it's going. What do I do? But this is a millisecond. It's not this long, and I'd be something like that. So it'd be a sneeze because God forbid people thought, oh, she's only human. She lost a sneeze. I really thought people were listening to my sneezes.
Well, I find the variety of sneezes that come out of women to be very entertaining. Most of the time it's the girls that do this, that's the sneeze,
Yeah.
Versus Molly has a very cute sneeze. It's achoo.
Oh.
But my sister, who weighs 100 pounds soaking wet, when she sneezes, it's the space-time continuum rips.
Okay.
She lets it.
Every time?
Every time. She'll just be and there's never a lead up. She doesn't have, I know I'm going to max out the mic on this.
Please don't.
But she doesn't have a lead up. She's just she'll just be sitting there all calm, and then she's Joe!
Okay, so the
and I'm
thing is,
oh my God, what is happening?
I love Mackenzie. This is no hate towards her, but I feel she wants attention. Because there are some...
that's how my dad sneezes too. That's where she got it from.
So
He's the same way.
Hereditary issue. But there are some women, and sometimes I do it too, where I rage sneeze, where it's you sneeze once, okay. You sneeze twice, you're this is getting old. You sneeze 3 times and you're oh, I could kill a small family right now. And then you just kind of rage out.
It does feel good to just really let a sneeze go.
And like kind of to bother the
This is high quality content right here.
I'm literally sweating. Like my voice has been stolen. Like Ariel, are you going to see the new Little Mermaid?
Did I, or am I going to? What did you just ask me?
I feel like if you saw it, you would have told me. Are you going to see the new Little Mermaid live action?
I don't know. I mean, I guess I probably will at some point, but I have no plans.
I have a big issue with this movie.
Oh yeah.
Everyone's talking about the wrong issue.
What is it?
Okay, it was the same with the Lion King live action. The animals are like too realistic. I don't want to like.
And you don't want to see like a realistic looking talking
flounder.
Yeah.
No, it's not enticing me. It could be a realistic flounder body, but maybe just some cute eyes or something. Like, I don't know. It's just, especially like the live action Lion King, it was like gruesome. I was like, oh my gosh, this is a family feud. This isn't like just a couple little like, cartoon lions like messing about. Like, it was like deep, and I don't like it.
Well,
because like every animal is my dog's, you know?
Yeah.
So
that's how I felt when I saw Guardians of the Galaxy, the most recent one.
Oh.
The little raccoon shows like him being a little baby, and I'm like, oh my God, those. Like the humans die, and I'm like, oh yeah, whatever.
Bye,
and then
Chris
like
Pratt.
this little tiny fake animal dies, and I'm like, how could you?
I don't know what it is, but like, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't actually really remember liking the Little Mermaid that much. Just the songs. That's all it was for me.
That's when you realized you had a song in your heart. And you
Totally.
saw the Nashville sky and you said, I want to be part of your world.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to see it. The problem is I have a baby, so I can never leave my home.
They don't have it. You can't watch it from
It's
whatever
not.
paid a...
No. They're going to keep that in theaters for a long time. So I'll probably see it in June of 2025.
Did they re-sing all the songs?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I did watch a Hot Ones with Melissa McCarthy.
Oh, yeah. She's the...
Plays Ursula.
Ursula.
That was a pretty good Hot Ones. She's pretty funny.
I feel like she is hysterical, but lately the movies she's done besides Little Mermaid have been atrocious.
Like what?
There was like a weird Girl Scout leader movie that was just like not funny. She had a series on Netflix with her husband that was like kind of about like ghosts, I think. And it was just like not funny. And
wow.
I don't know.
Melissa, Maddie thinks you need
to step it up. I'm sorry. It's just, you know me, the funniest woman in America. Was your weekend good? Father's Day? What did you do for Jim?
Just called him, said Happy Father's Day. Then we talked about some stuff, and
it got deep.
Got real deep.
Oh my gosh. It was my first, like, I threw a Father's Day. Like, I was in charge of it.
For Seth?
Yeah.
How was it?
Honestly, fabulous. He got a massage.
From you?
No. I paid another woman. Then he came home. The house was spotless.
Who had it cleaner? You?
No, I cleaned it.
No, I know. You said last week that he came home, or you came home and he had it spotless. Who had it cleaner?
Me, der. Anyways, house was cleaned. I had like this little thing that said like Happy Father's Day with pictures of him and our son with tacos waiting for him. Not made by me, so you know they were good. And then...
Who were they made by?
ladybirdtaco.com. And then what else did we do? He really wanted to... Oh, I had gifts. I gave him underwear because I have ruined every pair of his underwear when I was pregnant. That was my daily outfit, was his underwear. So like the waistbands were stretched to the gods. So I got him some Tommy John's underwear.
Oh, wow.
Romantic. And a shirt. And he said, oh my gosh, I love this. I was like, wait, really? He's like, yeah, I actually have this. So I got him a shirt he already has. So just me like knowing his style so well. And then we cleaned his studio because that's what he really wanted to do, was like go through everything, deep clean and organize. And it was great.
Wow. That sounds like a really exciting Sunday.
It was. It's about like what the father wants to do.
No, yeah.
So
I mean, That's what happens when you hit your 30s. You're like, you know what sounds like fun today? Cleaning the studio.
It's a big beat. Like, like when you start something, you're like, oh, crap, I got to like finish this now. Because it was torn apart. Like, it looks so much better now. But anyways, enough about your boring life and my fabulous life. Should we get into the
You asked
stories?
me, you're like, so what'd you do this weekend? And I'm like, well, I guess I talked too slow. It's like, well, I did this on Sunday. You're like, well, I did this.
No, I asked you how your Father's Day was.
Yeah, you didn't even give me any time to answer.
You didn't do anything else this weekend.
I cut down the tree in your front
Oh my
yard.
gosh. Okay, wow. I actually we weren't going to talk about this.
We weren't?
No.
Why?
Because
This is a sore subject.
This podcast is supposed to be about inclusivity, diversity. We are against prejudice. What is it called?
Prejudice. That's what it's called.
We're against racism. We don't discriminate against people.
Mm-hmm.
Except
Arborists.
I have a qualm. I have a qualm. Listen, I love all people except
Okay. Ready for this one?
a straight white man in a tank top.
Oh.
And
I wore a tank top on Saturday when I came and cut the tree down.
I'm just a young mother. I want my son to see the world. I want him to have new experiences. I was trying to protect him from things like that. And I gotta go. I gotta call Governor Bill Lee. We gotta do something about these white men in tank tops walking around on the streets. We gotta
I'm sorry. I was trying to get a tan on my upper arm, trying to
You
even
needed
out
it.
the.
It was alarming. It just was like, it was like seeing a dog walk on their hind legs. It was just, oof, like something.
It's
it
also
was out
a
of
little
place.
cooler. You get a little breeze underneath the pits.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, a tree limb
actually,
fell
it wasn't
and
a
Frank
tank
helped.
top. It was a cutoff. There's
Even
a difference.
worse. You're digging yourself a hole there.
Well, just the
but
sleeves are cut off. It's not one of those that like comes way down low that
I
like
do
gym guys
appreciate
wear.
you bringing your chainsaw and getting rid of the tree. So thank you for that.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess there had to be some bad with the good because I wouldn't have known.
Well, it's like Kyle said earlier. You can't enjoy the light without the dark.
Yeah,
So.
and it was dark. Okay, 3 stories buzzing through the country world. We've got to get more scandals going on. Like, I need Kelsey Ballerini to get divorced again because that was like the highlight of my life. It was so juicy. It was so detailed. It was so salacious. And like, there's not a lot of salaciousity going on in country.
That's not a word.
It is now. 'Twas said. 'Twas wasn't a word until someone said it. Mark Twain, I believe. Just kidding. Okay. Are you ready for these stories?
Yeah.
The first is about someone who honestly just continues to give us the ick, chills down our spine. But this is actually kind of a nice story, so I thought we should feature it. Give him a chance of redemption.
Okay.
Garth Brooks reveals that he declined wife Trisha Yearwood's sweet offer to take his last name. This is via People magazine, the country edition. So first, when I read the headline...
Wait, read that again?
Garth Brooks reveals he declined wife Trisha Yearwood's sweet offer to take his last name.
I was really hoping it was like her sweet offer of a threesome.
Frank! Literally, like, you are just as creepy as Garth Brooks. Like, you got the eyes. So when
you have to admit that would have been way juicier.
Actually, you're right. Yeah. Sorry. Garth, step it up. Let's not challenge him because he will. I first was like, okay, Garth, like, I was annoyed by this. Earlier this week, Garth Brooks revealed that he declined his wife Trisha Yearwood's offer to officially change her last name to Brooks last year during a press conference where he announced his new news station that literally no one cares about. Quote, "She was sweet enough for our anniversary last year to have the documents where her official last name was Brooks," the country singer said, "but I declined it." Okay, so when I first read that, I was like, clearly Garth Brooks has like never had to go through a name change with the people that work at the name change office, because I've had to do that, and it is
Got to get a new passport, new social security card.
new TSA pre-check, change all of your credit cards, new license. It is, we put these people in max security prisons. I think we should just put them in a yard where they have to just change their name constantly, because it is hell on earth. So I was like, oh my gosh, she went through all that trouble. But this was actually cute. He said that Jack Yearwood, who was Trisha's father, had 2 daughters. That Yearwood name is Trisha's, and I would be fine changing my last name to Yearwood, he said, according to the outlet. Tradition doesn't count here. What counts is when you have 2 celebrities, you don't want one to swallow the other. So like, I thought he called himself a celebrity, like, okay. But I was like, okay, that's nice. Like, he wanted to honor her father's last name, because as a woman whose father's last name is disappearing because he has all daughters and they're going to change the last names probably, I thought it was really nice.
Yeah.
So that's like, I read it and I was like, Garth's at it again. But I was like, okay, Garth's at it again.
I mean, Yearwood is a cool last name, though.
It is. It's cute.
Like, what do you like better, Frank Brooks or Frank Yearwood?
Frank Yearwood sounds like an author, and Frank Brooks sounds like he owns a strip club and there's other things going on in the back of it.
So definitely Frank Brooks.
Yeah, that's your vibe. Mm-hmm. Would you change your if you and Molly got married, would you change your last name?
Well, her last name is Swift.
So honestly, you really should. That's kind of cool.
Frank Swift.
Frank Swift.
I mean, but then it'd be like, so wait, are you related? And I'd be like, no. Just so people can be disappointed.
Oh, yeah. Interesting. Okay, I got to take a drink of water real quick.
Yeah. Got to clear my throat real quick.
Okay, chocolate rain. All right, next story. Are you ready?
Okay, that was story number 1?
Yeah.
Okay, just keep them count over here.
Oh my gosh, I already lost track. Wow. Okay, Kimberly Perry just like back in the news. I'm so like happy that she's come back around, you know?
Totally.
Because A, we can talk about her. B, we can like listen to her.
Yeah.
And it's iconic. Okay.
I actually haven't listened to that. Wait, what did she release again?
An EP.
Yeah, it was good?
Yeah, it's really good. And it's got like a continuation of If I Die Young, part 2. You should listen. I don't know what you're so busy doing. Anyways, Kimberly Perry waited, quote, maybe a week to tell her husband, Johnny Costello, she loved him. So one thing we already know from this headline, Johnny Costello is like such a cool name. Like, I don't know what he does, but he should be a star. Johnny Costello. I love it.
Well, I mean, isn't Costello like, who's the guy that just, the famous Costello that just died? Elvis Costello, yeah.
Maybe they're related. Who knows?
Maybe.
Her ring is gorgeous. Okay. Kimberly Perry's new husband, Johnny Costello, was the one from the moment that she saw him. The band Perry alum, 39, who is expecting a baby boy in August. Kind of copying me. I had a baby boy in August. Like,
everyone is copying you.
Like,
that's
literally
pregnant in the world right now.
No, they are. First met her now husband at a brunch in Dallas, Texas in 2020. What a cute way to meet, at a little brunch. The rest was history. Quote, I did discipline myself for the first 48 hours. I was like, don't tell him you love him. Don't say I love you. So I waited for maybe a week. But it was really hard for me not to immediately just let it go. I was like, let's spend our entire lives together, she said. I was so into him from the minute we met. So, Frank, how long did it take for you to tell Molly that you love her?
Really in the hot seat here. Trying to think. I can remember when it happened, but I don't know. I mean, I think it was in the first year.
Oh, God.
6 months. I don't know.
Okay.
That a long time? What do you mean, oh, God?
This just seems like a long time.
Why?
Like, did you know that you did and you were just like waiting? Was this before you broke up with her 19 times and smashed her heart?
Yeah, no, this was after, I think. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cute. I love it. Do you believe in love at first sight?
No.
Honestly, me either.
Yeah, see, you were about to
Maybe
judge me
like
for that.
lust at first sight.
Oh, yeah,
or like
100%.
Okay, Frank, calm down. Or like infatuation, but like true love.
Yeah, you can't know that.
Do you even know
you can't
what
know
love
over
means?
after a week.
No. Yeah, you're right. I don't know.
I mean, you have to know that, like, you have to live with someone for 5 years and they have to cough every 15 seconds. And you have to be
that's
like,
how you know you hate someone.
I can live through that. And still, that's
I feel like me
when
and Seth
you know.
said it very quick, but like I'm like a big fat loser that like anyone on the street is like, I like your shoes. And I'm like, I love you. I don't have any daddy issues or anything, but I need something's going on. Like I need like validation from people. But I feel like it was like within the first like 10 minutes of meeting Seth.
Yeah, I think a week is, I mean,
Well, okay, first,
I guess you can know, like, if a person checks all the boxes that you're,
right.
like, you've always looked for, and you're just like, wow, they're really
You got to think of the circumstance,
my
though.
type.
They were at a brunch. So
First of
you're
all,
feeling
was
good.
he at a brunch by, like, himself?
This seems to be a group brunch.
Okay.
It's giving group brunch vibes. So you're already feeling good. You've had a frittata, maybe, a couple of pancakes, couple of cakes.
Bottomless mimosas.
Yeah, you're like a little buzzed. His name is Johnny Costello. So like
Do you think he says his last name when?
100%. I would. Wouldn't you?
I mean,
Johnny Costello.
I feel like that's kind of a douchey move, though.
No, there's some
to
people that
say
their
your-
names are their names.
Yeah, I guess so.
So
Like Garth Brooks.
yeah, Garth. Hey, Garth.
I'm Garth Brooks.
Okay. Are you ready for the third story?
That was it. That's the entire second story.
That's the story.
She told her husband.
Yeah, it's like kind of. That's how you know like country music is slow when that's a big story. I think it's sweet though. It's cute,
Yeah.
and I love that she's like super pregnant. She's like putting music out.
Yeah.
It's just cute. Like she
Respect.
performed at CMA Fest. Like she was like 8 months pregnant, 7 months pregnant,
Damn.
like that. Like, oh my gosh,
Yeah.
we couldn't even go to CMA Fest, and we're not pregnant, let alone perform. Okay, here's your juicy story.
Okay.
You want someone's life to fall apart just so you can talk about it on a podcast? Here you go, Frank. Kevin Costner, star of, what's it called?
Yellowstone.
I was going to call it Yearwood.
I was trying to think of other movies he's in. A Field
The
of Dreams.
Bodyguard?
Is he in that?
I don't know. I only watched Disney Channel, so wouldn't know. He claims estranged wife refuses to move out despite their prenup terms. So here you go. People's lives are falling apart, and there's children involved. You happy?
But he's not in the country music world.
Yellowstone is in the country music world. We've claimed it as our own.
Oh.
Yeah. So
Because every songwriter in town is like, let's write a song for Sync. And it's like, it'll be great, Yellowstone.
Yeah.
Let's put the word Yellowstone. How many songs you think have been entered into the catalogs of publishers with the word Yellowstone in them the last 2 years?
Probably.
Like, it's got to be up
Well,
there.
you know, I know a guy he has a song called Dutton Ranch Freestyle, but it wasn't on Yellowstone.
It probably should have been.
Probably. Okay.
End credit scene, somebody dies and they play that.
It's like a rap song.
Well, yeah, I know.
Okay. Anyways.
Death is gangster.
Okay. Okay. I'm actually scared now. Okay. Do you want to hear about their lives falling apart?
Yeah.
The divorce between Yellowstone star Kevin Costner and his estranged wife, Christine Baumgartner. I wonder if she's related to the guy from The Office.
Probably not.
Isn't his name what's his name? Brian Baumgartner? Interesting.
I don't know.
It is turning more contentious. To much of Frank Maroney's delight, in new court documents, the Oscar-winning actor and director accuses Baumgartner of refusing to move out of their marital residence in California despite a premarital agreement that states that she must do so. TMZ obtained Costner's court filings, which states that Baumgartner had 30 days to vacate the house they shared after filing for divorce on May 2nd, but she is still not left. Okay, girl, like, claim your land. Filing claims he's already given her $1.2 million. Okay.
He probably has a lot more than that.
He has. So he makes like $1.2 million an episode of Yellowstone, and there's like 55 seasons. Okay. He has paid her a total of $1.4 million, which she has access to in order to find another place to live. Okay, with those LA prices, what is she going to live in? A little shack in the back of a Home Depot?
Yeah, one-bedroom apartment.
According to TMZ, Costner also says that he would be willing to advance $10,000. What is this, the music business? $10,000 for his estranged wife's moving costs and pay $30,000 per month towards a rental house as a part of his child support obligations. Because there's children involved. They have children 15, 14, and 12.
I was going to say, how long have they been married?
A
They
long
have
time.
a 15-year-old, 3 kids up to 15 years old, and she only gets $1.4 million?
That sucks.
Yeah.
That sucks. I'm sorry.
And it's
She
in
deserves
California,
that.
isn't that like a 50-50 state?
I guess not with the prenup.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
That's cold. And she allegedly is divorcing him because he spends too much time working. So he's probably like, oh, you want to complain how I work and make too much money?
That's fair.
You're poor.
You said it, not me, but yeah, that's fair.
I don't know. That's sad.
Yeah, too bad.
But kind of iconic. Like, I wonder what she's doing. Like, she just won't leave the house. Because she leaves, like, he could get the locks changed. She's probably just chilling. Like, DoorDash.
Yeah.
That's sad, though.
Before she leaves, she should upper deck every toilet.
Sorry. Are you going to explain what that means? Or
you don't know what that means?
I feel like I do.
Take a guess.
I feel like it involves the clean water tank on the back of the toilet.
Yeah. Yeah. You shit in the top tank. And so when you flush it, clean water doesn't come out. Shit water does.
I'll try to get in touch with her publicist and see if we can work that out. But like, I mean, come on. She filed on May 2nd. So let's be real. The kids are going to want to be with their mom. It's just how it goes. And he's like trying to like scooch them out of there. What, so you can live in that like beach house all by yourself?
Well, you know, he's probably talking to models now or something like that. He's pretty old, but
he's a hottie toddy. I think they need to sell the house, split it, and move on.
Well,
he needs to pay her child support, 100%. But like, come on, she needs a nice place to live. She's not gonna. Yeah,
I mean, moving from there,
$1.4 million is not gonna cut it.
I mean, is that just for the house? If you spend all on her house, what I would guess she's getting $30,000 a month. That's pretty good.
Yeah, but the Costner kids, you know, they cost. You know.
Those kids are like, we're flying private.
Yeah,
like
they probably only eat organic. So
yeah.
Well, there you go, Frank.
Really
There's people's lives falling apart for your enjoyment, and I hope it was worth it because
definitely.
Now Miss Baumgartner is going to starve, and so are her 3 kids. Perfect.
Well,
glorious. Well, thank you guys so much for tuning into another episode of the CMT, the Country Music Tea, country music pop culture podcast that often doesn't have a lot of news going on, but we try to keep things rolling here because we do this for you, philanthropists at our hearts.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
Frank, nice work.
Yep.
You could lean a little bit more,
well,
honestly.
The mic's in my way.
Like, I gave birth and everything, and I'm leaning more than 50%.
I can't have the limbo underneath this mic.
Okay, we'll just
we'll
imaginary
do
friend.
a Wi-Fi.
Alrighty, have a nice life.